With a history of more than 5,000 years, China is also rich in festivals. Exploring and understanding these festival customs can give you a more well-rounded appreciation for Chinese culture. In this session, we'll talk about how to introduce Chinese festivals clearly and logically, and the comparison between some Chinese and Western festivals will be made as well. Previously, we have learned the dates of Chinese festivals are determined by the Chinese calendar, which is based on the movement and cycles of the moon and represents a cyclical concept of time rather than the Western linear concept. That's why when we introduce the date of a particular festival, we may say it falls on the which day of the which lunar month. Except for the date of the festival, we may also include the following elements, such as purpose, history, traditional activities, food, and significance to fully present a festival. Since food is such a scarce and vital resource in ancient time, many festivals are closely related to harvest time. That means many festivals are celebrated for agriculture purpose. There might be other purposes such as sacrificial, commemorative, recreational, and celebrative ones as well. In fact, a festival often serves more than one single purpose. Now, let's take the Spring Festival for example to see how to introduce traditional Chinese festivals to your foreign friends. First, we may start with the literal meaning of this festival. 春节. It symbolizes the advent of spring, which brings hope, new beginning, and vitality to the world. Then the date. The festival usually starts on or falls on the first day of Chinese lunar calendar and lasts for almost half a month. From the first day to the 15th day of the first lunar month, the festival mainly serves two purposes. One is seeing off the old year and greeting the new one. The other is family reunion. You may also introduce the legend or story behind the festival to explore deeper about the origin of the festival. Since the Spring Festival is also called 过年 in Chinese, a popular legend from ancient times described the Nian as a fierce monster resembling a bull with a lion's head. The Nian came out of hiding to feed during winter since food was sparse. He would eat the crops and sometimes the villagers. Later, villagers found the Nian was frightened of loud noises, fire, and the color red. Therefore, people would put red lanterns, couplets, and set off fireworks to drive Nian away. Everyone is familiar with the Spring Festival activities and food, such as having reunion dinners, eating dumplings, staying up all night, setting off firecrackers, and watching the Spring Festival Gala on CCTV. Besides, during the first 5 days, relatives, friends, colleagues exchange greetings and gifts by visiting, calling, or sending messages. You may also particularly present the symbolic meanings of some expressions or implications underlying some customs. For example, it is also traditional for every family to thoroughly clean the house beforehand in order to sweep away any ill fortune and to make way for incoming good luck. Windows and doors are decorated with red paper cuts and couplets with popular themes of good fortune, happiness, wealth, and longevity. In the countryside, pictures of the god of doors and god of wealth are pasted on front doors to ward off evil spirits and to welcome peace and abundance. Well-known traditional food for the Spring Festival is dumplings. People in northern China typically eat dumplings on New Year's Eve. This occurs because 饺子 sounds like a word meaning bidding farewell to the old and ushering in the new in Chinese. That's why dumplings are always made before midnight and eaten during the last hour of the old year and the first hour of the Lunar New Year. Some people like to wrap a 1 yuan, 50-cent or 10-cent coin in some of the dumplings as a token of good fortune for those who eat them. This is said to ensure good luck and prosperity in the new year. You see, this is how a traditional Chinese festival can be introduced logically and clearly. You may choose any other festivals to practice on your own. When East meets West, we may find there are some similarities since festivals often serve to fulfill specific communal purposes, especially in regard to commemoration or thanking to the gods and goddesses. For example, Dongzhi is regarded as a Chinese Thanksgiving, while Qixi is Chinese Valentine's Day. Let's take Dongzhi and Thanksgiving for example. Dongzhi, or winter solstice, is the 22nd solar term of the 24 solar terms of the traditional Chinese calendar. The origin of winter solstice could be traced back to yin and yang philosophy and balance in cosmos. In the northern hemisphere, today has the shortest daytime and the longest nighttime of the year. Ancient Chinese believed that after this day, the day became longer and positive energy increased, which resulted from the yangs increasing, while night became shorter with yins decreasing. In China, Dongzhi was a winter celebration and originally celebrated as an end of harvest festival in China. Today, it is observed with a family reunion over the long night. That's why it's also named as a Chinese Thanksgiving. Family members get together at a banquet to drink mellow wine and eat traditional food, such as dumpling in North China or tangyuan in South China. In some regions of South China, the winter solstice is as important as the Spring Festival, and also called Second to Spring Festival and Little Spring Festival. You see, Dongzhi and Thanksgiving both involve family reunion and extending thanks to harvest and others, while the food, the way of celebration may be different. Besides, the attitudes towards the past ancestors or people are quite different. Let's take China's Ghost Festival and Halloween for example. China's Ghost Festival, called Zhongyuan Festival, falls on the 15th day of the 7th month on the Chinese lunar calendar. According to Asian tradition, on this day, the gates of hell are said to open, and all the ghosts roam the earth and visit the living. Ancestor worship remains a key part of the festival. Compared with the trick-or-treat entertaining atmosphere of Halloween, activities during the Ghost Festival would include preparing ritualistic food offerings, burning incense, and burning joss paper, a papier-mâché form of material items such as clothes, gold, and other fine goods for the visiting spirits of the ancestors. To sum up, in this session, we have learned how to introduce Chinese festivals clearly and logically, and comparisons between some Chinese and Western festivals are made as examples. You may explore deeper and wider to find more examples.